said, we're going to be looking at Perfectly Plaid tonight. Now, Perfectly Plaid is a product that we've been told this week that is going to be extended to possibly the 2020 holiday catalogue. But also at the moment it is also in the products as a bundle that will be leaving us. So the bundles will be going, but the individual products such as the Perfectly Plaid stamps and the punch will be staying around for a bit longer. So that's wonderful. So tonight we're going to have a look at this, and I'm just going to flip the phone over so you can see what we're going to be doing. So just give me a moment and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so I hope that that's all in focus for you. I'm just sort of having a quick look at my tablet just to see whether it's catching up with me. So these are the products we're going to be looking at today. So we've got your Perfectly Plaid stamp set, and it teams up at the moment in one of the bundles with the punch. Now I hope I'm not getting too much glare on that. I can't see at the moment whether it is, but it's a tree punch that goes with it. But you can also get the bundle with that a pack of designer series paper, and I have put it here somewhere. There it is, right in front of me. Need to get better glasses. So you've got the beautiful designer series paper, which are all your beautiful plaids. So if you love, I mean, I've got Scottish heritage and I just love my tartans and my plaids. So yeah, they're beautiful. And on the other side are some prints like the reindeers and trees. So they're the papers we're going to be working with today. And in the bundle too, if you purchase the whole bundle, it also comes with ribbon. I just don't have that handy with me right now. So, but what we're going to be using tonight is going to be the paper, the Perfectly Plaid paper, the stamp set, and our punch. And this is what we're going to be making. Now I've got two beautiful nephews, and every year for Christmas I give them gift cards. Just makes it easy for them to grab what they want to get for Christmas rather than me trying to work it out. So this is a little gift card holder or wallet. It's got a belly band that goes around the middle. So if we pull off our belly band, open it up, and there's our greeting. Now I've just got a Lincraft card in there at the moment, but that's where your gift card will go, into that little pocket there. So this is what we're going to make. So let me close that back up, and I'll pop the belly band back on again, and we'll get started. So let me just pop everything to one side that we don't need. Now I hope the lighting and everything is okay today. Let me know if it's not. Hi Andre, how are you? And who else have we got? We've got just Andre and Wendy at the moment. Well, that's great. So if you need to find me, I am on Facebook, and you can also find me on butterfliesandbows.com, and also michellejutrissa.stampinup.net is where you'll find my online store. So pop along, have a look. As I said, there's some products there that are reduced. Some of them are reduced, some of them will be carrying over. But now's the time to grab those bundles from the holiday catalogue or the products that will no longer be with us. So have a look. I have put on my Facebook page links to all the lists that explain everything that's happening there. So have a look at that. So let me just pop this one to one side and pop that to one side, and I'll bring in what we're going to be using tonight. So as I said, I've got two nephews, so I've done that one in Night of Navy, but this one here we're going to be doing in Shaded Spruce, and these are the designer series papers. So I've pre-cut it all. I'll give you all the measurements in a moment, that we're going to team up with the Shaded Spruce. Now my Shaded Spruce piece is 10.5 centimeters wide, going that direction, and 29 centimeters in length. So I've pre-cut that all ready to go. So out of one piece of A4 cardstock we can actually get two of these, so it makes it really good if you've got to make quite a few of them. So I'm going to bring in my trimmer, So this is our fantastic trimmer that we sell. Now I will put this up on my blog in the next couple of days with all the measurements and everything, so if you do want to make this yourself, you can follow that along. So what we're going to do is we're going to score along the narrower side, and we're going to score it 3 centimeters. So I'm going to take my cardstock right to the very top, so it can't go any further. It hits this bar up the top here, and I'm going to move it along to 3 centimeters. Close up that. I'm going to take my blade right out of the road because I don't want to cut it. I am just going to score it, and we're going to score it at 3 centimeters. Now I'm going to turn this around so that now I've got the long edge across the top, and I'm going to start by actually going to flip that over because I'm going to do a small 1 centimeter score at the moment. So I'm going to score that there at 1 centimeter, but I'm going to flip it back around again. So now my 1 centimeter is here on my left hand side. So just to show you again, I've turned it around, so I'm going to score my score line at 3 centimeters is up the top, and I'm just going to score it at 1 centimeter on that left hand side. Just going to flip it back around. Now this is also then we can get, when we have a look at our wallet here, that 1 centimeter score line is actually just this little piece here. It's just tucked inside there. You could just have a cut edge there and put a bit of tear and tape in there, but I actually like to have, don't know whether you can see it, but there's a little flap just in there, a little tab, and I like to have that fold so that card can go right across to the end, just like that. So that's what that tab there is for. So now we're going to score along this top. So we've already got our 1 centimeter, so our next score line is going to be 11 centimeters. I'm going to move that, so I'm pushing it right to the top as far as it'll go, bringing it along to 11 centimeters and score. Now I am going to have to open this up. This has got a ruler at the side there. I am running out of room a little bit, so I'm sorry if it's off camera a bit. And we're going to take this now along to 21 centimeters. Just let me lift that up, makes it easy. So again, we're going to put that on the 21 centimeter mark, just there, and again score. So now I've got 3 score lines, one at 1 centimeter, the next one at 11, and the next one at 21. Now there's 2 different things that we can do here. We need to trim some of this away. You can, and we need to trim, there's our 3 centimeter score line there. We need to trim this piece here away because we don't need that. That's what wouldn't be underneath here. If this flap came down, you'd have that long piece there. Now we can put it underneath the trimmer, and probably the easiest way to do it would be to follow your score. Okay, so we need to keep this piece. So we're going down, there's the first score line at 1 centimeter, so we're going to the second score line with our blade. And I'm actually going to line up my 3 centimeter score with the groove in my trimmer there. So that's following that groove there. I'm going to bring that down. Now you can eyeball it, push that down and just slide that down. And you need to line up on here, you've got a couple of arrows, and you need to line up those arrows with that second 11 centimeter score line and then bring it down. You can easily also just cut that away with a pair of scissors. So now I'm left with that piece like that. So I'm going to pop the trimmer away, and now I'm going to use my scissors. So we're going to cut this piece up here and remove that, but we're going to keep that because we're going to need that for our belly band. And then the other piece we're going to remove is this piece here, so just above that 3 centimeter score line, and that by 1 centimeter. So I'm going to cut into there and trim that down and remove that piece. So that piece is completely gone. So now I'm just going to cut out a little wedge here and another one there, just so then when it folds it's going to look quite nice and neat. And I'm going to cut a fairly big wedge piece out there. So that's all our cutting done now. So this is actually, this side here is going to become the front of our wallet. And if I flip that over, that is now the inside. So we can fold all our score lines. So just grab your bone folder and just burnish those lines. So I'm burnishing that little tab. I'm going to fold that one up because that's going to go up like that. Burnish that one. Fold this one in. Burnish that one. And then fold the last one in and burnish that one. So this is how that's all going to go together. So we're going to fold that up there. That piece is going to go in and this piece is going to come across the top. Now, because we have got a lot of thicknesses there, this is wanting to go at an angle. So the way I fix that up is I'm going to bring in my trimmer again. Open up this again, and what we're going to do is another little score line. So this is the last one we had here. So this is, if we turn it back this way, so that was our 1 centimetre score line, that was our 11 centimetre score line, and this is our 21. So just on the right hand side of that 21, we're going to do another score line, but just a very narrow one. It's only, show you there, it's only a couple of millimetres wide, just there, and that's just going to give that a little bit of height. So let's just move this out of the road again. So now we've got another little score line there. We're just going to bend it on there and give that a bit of a burnish. And then we've also got that second one. So that's going to allow, hopefully, when that folds in, all that bulk. So that's going to give us that little bit of depth to carry the depth we've got through here. So now it's sitting nice and square again. Okay, so that's our wallet. So we're going to get some tearing tape. Pop a little bit of tearing tape. You could use your multi-purpose glue, but for something like this I like to use my tearing tape. Pop a little bit of that on there. Whoops, I think I've put it on the wrong side. I have to. Sorry, don't want to put it there. We're going to pop it on this side here, on the inside of the fold. That's okay, no one's going to see it but you and me. So we're just going to take the backing off that. So there, that's where I put it where it's wrong. We want to put it when it's folded on there. So we're just going to then close that up, and that forms our pocket. So we've now got a pocket here to put our gift card. So now it comes to the fun time. We're going to decorate this. So I've pre-cut all these pieces. So I've cut a piece of plaid which is going to go on the front, and that piece is 7 centimetres by 7.4 centimetres. Then I've chosen, it's actually the reverse of this one, another piece the same size which is going to go on the inside, but I'm using the reverse, which is also 7 by 7.4 centimetres. So that's going to do those two pieces. Then the other place we need to put some designer series paper is right here. So this piece here measures 9.5 centimetres by 7 centimetres. So when this is all glued on and closes up, it's going to look a little bit like that. So let's adhere all of that down. So this is where I use my multi-purpose glue. Now we're just going to put a little bit of glue on this. Pop it on there and line it up. So that's that piece. Then we need to put the spotted piece on here. So now when we look at our card, we're getting something like that, and try to make these two pieces here line up as much as we can. And now we just need to add this piece in the center. They're very simple to make, but I think looks very effective, and I know my nephews are going to love getting this. I try to make something different every year to put their gift cards into. Okay, beauty of having multi-purpose glue, it does move a little bit and you can slip that into where you want it. So now we need to put a piece of Whisper White cardstock in the center, and we're going to decorate that piece. So let me just pop the glue away there. So our piece of Whisper White is also 9.5 by 7 centimeters, and that's going to fit right in there. Now I've also got a scrap of Whisper White because we need to punch for our belly band, or stamp and punch another tree. So let's just move this out of the road. We'll grab our stamps. Oops, everything's decided to fall over. So there's one stamp. Got them all ready to go on their blocks. Okay, so the colour inks that we're using are the 3 colours that go with the cardstock. So you've got Shaded Spruce, Night of Navy, and Cherry Cobbler. So I'm going to use Night of Navy. And we're going to stamp our tree. Make sure we get nice coverage of ink on that photopolymer stamp. And I really should have, a mat underneath here. So I'm just going to pop that underneath. And then normally I would have a piece of scratch paper on top of that as well, but I just haven't got that handy today. So we're just going to line that up where we want it and stamp down. And then we're going to do that on our scrap piece, because this is the one that we're going to punch out. So just tap our stamp on our ink pad. We don't need to push it all the way through. And again, we're just going to stamp another tree. I'll pop that to one side. Okay, so we're finished with our Night of Navy. Now this is going to be the tricky part. See whether I can line these up again without getting my head in the camera. So these are just the little leaves, and because this is a photopolymer stamp, we can actually see through. And I find if I line up with these 2 little leaves at the end and the one at the top, but we'll see if we can get it right. There's a bit of glare, so I can't. I'm just going to go for it and see how we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, pretty good. That's very close. Let's see if I can do that again. Not get my fingers in the ink. Okay, just line that up. Straight down. Oh, I think I'm hearing a replay of myself on my... Hold on one second. Let me just turn this volume completely off. I thought I had done that. There we go. That's better. Sorry if that's been a bit annoying. Okay, so that worked out well. They're stamped. Now we need to put our Merry Christmas. We're doing that in the Cherry Cobbler. Now if you're leaving any messages, I will get back to you later. So, and we're just going to stamp that right there at the very bottom. Beautiful. I think that's straighter than the last one. So that's all our stamping. Just very, very simple tonight, and using our cardstock and our designer series paper as the heroes of this. So our punch. So here's our tree punch. And we need to cut out or punch out this tree. So when you're working with punches, work with them upside down, and you slip it in through the top, line her up. Once you're happy where it is, just squeeze it till, squeeze the bottom of it halfway until you're happy that that's where you want it, and then punch, and there's our tree. So we'll get rid of that piece there. So now we've got our insert to go inside, so we'll glue that piece in. Now you can use snail if you want to use snail. I just find that I've got a little bit more play when I use the multi-purpose glue. So let's pop that in there, position him where we want him to be. Okay, beautiful. So this piece is going to fold in that way, that one's going to go there. So that's our wallet done. Now all we need to do is our belly band. So as I said, we've kept this piece here. It's got a score line in the middle, and that works out really well because we're going to pop that around, and then this is going to go around and tuck back behind. But we're going to add a couple of more score lines to it. We could just fold it all in, and this would have to be trimmed at the back, but I find it's quite neater if we add a few extra score lines. So let me just move all these stamps and everything out of the road and bring back the trimmer. So there's our score line, that's our shortest length. That's actually going to be our back. So what I want to do is trim this down to about, let's have a look. This works out to be just over 7.5 centimeters in width, or around about 7.5 centimeters in width. So I'm just going to take that to just under 8, and with our score blade, just score that again. Let me just move that down so you can see. So I've got this lined up at about 2 millimeters less than 8, so 7.8 millimeters. So again, I'm making 2 very close scores there. Then I'm going to measure this again about just about that, over that 7.5 centimeters. So I'm lining up. So there's the score we just made. There's the score line that we had from our earlier score. So we're sort of forming like a wall, which is going to be the side. So it's like a spine, really. So we've sort of got our length, and we're going to come down at 90 degrees and then go back again. So now we have to go at about that same measurements we had before at the 7.8. We want to measure it from that second score line. So I'm just going to line it up. You can sort of guesstimate it a little bit. And we're going to score that again. And then again, just move it a fraction, just a couple of millimeters, and we're going to do a second score line. So I hope you've seen that, can see that. So we've got our first score line and our second score line, because we want to form like another wall or another spine. So when that comes back, it's going to give you that depth that you need to go around your gift card. So I use my, well, first off, probably just best to double check it, just make sure we've got it all right. So that's going to go around there, that's going to go around, and that just meets up perfectly there, like that. So I'm just going to add some more tear tape, just on this little short tab. I'm going to add 2 pieces because I want that to be nice and secure. Just rub that down a little bit just to make sure it's all adhered. Take the backing off. Don't know what happened there, but it looks like I lost you, and I'm not quite sure at what point. So let me just turn this back over again. And let me just see, and we'll catch up. So, not quite sure what happened. The mysteries of Facebook, I think. So let me just catch you all up. So we've closed our belly band. We've checked our belly band actually fits our gift tag. I've chosen one of the designer series papers from the set, and it's also the same one that I've used on the center in there, and cut a 2-inch circle with our 2-inch punch, and I've cut a starburst in our gold foil using our starburst punch. So that's where we're up to. So now what I'm going to do is put a bit of adhesive on the back there and adhere that down. And I'm really sorry for that, folks. I don't know what caused that. It wasn't a phone call. All I can say is I am in a little bit of a dropout zone in this room. So sometimes the internet just drops out on me. Okay, so we're going to adhere those two together just like that. Now there's our tab on our belly band there. So that's our back, and there's our front. So I'm now just going to put a little bit of, whoops, let's get some glue out of there. Glue onto there. And we're going to adhere that down onto our belly band there. Okay. Just hold it there for a couple of seconds and let that stick. Now the other thing which I've decided to put on there was a little bit of gold thread, just to add a little bit of interest. Can't have too much gold thread, but we don't want to overpower it with gold, so I'm just going to add a little bit. So I'm just going to pull off some gold thread. I love this stuff. It's just beautiful. Just so fine. Using a snail, I'm just going to adhere a bit of snail on there. Now I'm only just putting it down through the center because I'm on a tree to cover it. And I'm just going to take the gold thread and just very loosely wrap it around my fingers. And then just sort of loosen it up a little bit. And stick that on top. Just spreading it out. Just making sure all those little bits, and those ends, so that in there, just stick him back down. Doesn't want to go down. If he doesn't want to play with me, just get rid of him. Cut him off. And then this little bit here, we're going to put him in there. So we just want to make sure that we've just got a little bit of a mess of gold thread on there. So there's our tree. And I'm going to get some dimensionals. Now I'm just going to use the large dimensionals here. These are great. They come in packs of 3. Let's get rid of that. So it's 3 sheets in a pack. And on the back of our tree, I'm going to put 2 dimensionals. That's all it really needs. Peel that off. Stick that down over the top. So there's the inside. You could put a little bit of designer series paper there if you want, but I don't think it's needed. It's up to you. Close that up. Pop our belly band on. There's one for one nephew. All I have left now to do is go out and purchase some gift cards for them. So that's just a really simple, easy to make, mainly using your designer series paper and a tiny bit of stamping, and a fantastic gift.